is the first day of the Summerween Readathon, and it is about 1:15 and I'm finally getting started. It's also my first week getting back to school, getting back to teaching. We don't technically start until Wednesday, but honestly, we've had meetings last week and the week before, so yeah, starting on Wednesday. So I'm finally getting started. My goals today, I want to start my audio. I did get The Whisper Man by Alex North from my library last week, and I'm really excited. And today I also want to start The Shining by Stephen King because it is one of my longer books. Maybe start Gaio by Junji Ito because I've been really wanting to read that since I finished Tomie 2 weeks ago. I don't have a lot of time to read this afternoon just because I'm in charge of dinner tonight and I'm cooking ravioli from scratch, so that will take a while. I'll check in with you later. Right now, my immediate goal is to take my daily walk, a quarantine. Alright, I feel a lot better after my walk, and I ate a little bit of bread, so I'm doing good. I honestly didn't really know much about The Whisper Man when I picked it up, and I'm kind of liking it. I'm about an hour and a half, 2 hours into it. Kind of sounds like a murder mystery, except with kids. It's about this town, Featherbank, and a serial killer, right? So, you have this guy, 20 years ago, committed 5 murders on kids, and he was dubbed the Whisper Man, hence the title. And he'd stand outside these kids' windows, whisper to them, gain their trust, and then kill them later on. But he was caught and jailed. However, you jump ahead, and in the same town, the same thing seems to be happening. This one kid was abducted, and that was the start of the book. But it goes between 2 chapters. You have this dad and this son, and they decided to move to this town to start a new life. But they have no idea that this is happening or that is the history of the town. And it almost sounds like Jake is going to be the next victim. However, the Whisper Man's supposed to be in jail. Is in jail. And so, we'll see how it goes. I'm enjoying it right now. We'll see if I still enjoy it in the next couple of hours of the audiobook. But now that I'm home, I am going to start The Shining and see how long I can read before I have to start dinner. So I'm at page 103 and I just started part 3 of The Shining. And it's interesting. I mean, if you've seen the movie, it's very similar. It's been years since I've seen the movie personally. And I mean, there's things that are different. I don't remember Jack, the dad, being an alcoholic in the movie. But again, I might be wrong. It's been years. They definitely did not have the son be, I guess, telekinesis, or what King calls the shine in the movie, and they introduced it very quickly in the book. The son can read minds almost, and can almost predict the future, I think. I'm still learning that. But basically the family has now been left at the Overlook Hotel, and the season has ended. The winter season has now officially begun, and they are left there alone. I really like this book so far. I don't enjoy a lot of Stephen King's work. I've read about 15 books from Stephen King now. I'd say I only like about 3 of them fully. And I might really like this one, especially considering this is one of his first books. So I'm really hopeful with this one. And I definitely will have to watch the movie after I finish this book. But I think I'm gonna sign off for tonight and maybe watch some British baking show. Bye. Alright, so after I logged off yesterday, I did actually get a lot of reading done. I didn't pick up The Shining again. I ended up picking up If It Bleeds. It's Stephen King's most recent short story collection, and there's 5 short stories, and I just read his first one, Mr. Harrington's Phone. It was okay. It wasn't the best short story I've ever read from Stephen King. Mr. Harrington's Phone is about an old person finding out how to use his phone for the first time right before he dies. And then mysterious events happen where the person who taught him how to use his phone still keeps getting messages from him. And in Stephen King-esque, there's some horror elements that happen. I don't know, I don't think I'd suggest it to anyone. I read it. I'd never read it again. So, there you go. I'm excited to read More So Rat. I heard that Rat is the best short story in this collection. And I think I have 2 or 3 more short stories before I get there. Yeah, I have Life of Chuck, If It Bleeds, and then I have Rat, which is the last short story. So, started this last night. I'll check in later. Have a great Tuesday. So I was reading a little bit more of The Shining, and just wanted a quick check-in. I just finished the appointment with Dr. Edmonds, and that just really resonated with me. Poor Jake is just not being understood by the doctor, by the parents, and is just being told that he's gonna grow out of it, or maybe he'll have schizophrenia when he's older, or all these things. And that it's just a little kid who's hurting, who wants to be understood, who wants to be told what's wrong with him or what's happening in the world, and no one is helping him. And I understand he's just 5, and I understand no one knows what to do with 5-year-olds, and that's what Stephen King was trying to convey in this section. But wow, was that just a really good part of the book, and I really enjoyed it, and I really felt it. Oh, and I also, after I'd signed off, I realized in the last clip, I said Mr. Harrington's. It's actually Mr. Harrington's phone. Right there. I misspoke, but my feelings are still the same. So it's the afternoon now. I've had my walk. I've started cooking my cheesecake. And I've been able to listen to a lot of The Whisper Man. To be honest, again, it's okay, but it's going really slow. A lot slower than I thought it was gonna go. I'll have to give it to the author, Alex North. The relationship between Pete and the original serial killer reminds me a lot of Hannibal in the original Silence of the Lambs, when I forget the name now again. When the detective goes and confers with Hannibal on this new serial killer. And not just the movie, but the book too, the original book. And I find that relationship really interesting. And I sense a lot of inspiration from that original book and maybe the movie. It'd be interesting to see maybe an interview or Alex North talking about this and how he came up with the idea. But I really hope the ending picks up a little bit here, because I'm not feeling the book too much. It's dragging on quite a bit. We'll see. All right, it's pretty late for me, especially, but I just wanted to update you for Tuesday's end of reading vlog. I finished If It Bleeds while I was waiting for my cheesecake to cook, and the last 3 stories were good. The Life of Chuck was interesting. But reading the author's note from Stephen King, it looks like I was missing the previous 2 short stories to really understand it. So I don't think I got the full scope of what that story could have been if I had seen or read the previous 2 stories. The title story, If It Bleeds, in this book was about a previous character Stephen King has introduced on The Outsiders, which I have read, and I really did enjoy it, actually. But the story itself I did not enjoy until about the last 20 or 30 pages. And so I gave it about an okay rating. It was good. I would not recommend reading it until you've read The Outsiders overall. But that's just my opinion. And then the last short story, Rats. Wow, I'm so glad I read it, and I'm very glad it was the last short story of this collection, and hence I think why they chose that as the cover. I thought it was so good. I wouldn't count it as scary, but just very thought-provoking, especially as a writer for Stephen King. I loved it, and I thought Rats was the best short story of this collection. I don't want to say too much about it just because I think I would give it away, but if you ever get a chance to read it, I would say read Rats by Stephen King out of this collection. But that's all the reading I really have done. It's really late at night, and tomorrow is my first in-service meeting, and if I don't get any sleep tonight, I'm going to be very irritable. So I'm gonna sign off for tonight. Hey, so as an afternoon check-in, I just finished The Whisper Man by Alex North, and I thought it was really good. I actually really enjoyed the idea of the father-son relationship, both good and bad, throughout the whole book. Like I was saying yesterday, it was going really, really slow for me. And then, as mystery thrillers do, it kind of picked up throughout the end of the book. And I thought the ending really paralleled what a good father-son relationship looked like versus a bad father-son relationship. And it truly was what the whole book was about. And that's what I enjoyed about it. So I think I'm gonna give it a 3, maybe a 3.5. I'll have to think about that. Before I cook dinner, I want to read some more of The Shining. Maybe get a good chunk of that done tonight. Or even start Gaio tonight. Which, now that I say that, sounds really enticing. I'll let you know. Okay, I have a confession. I thought I'd just be starting Gaio tonight. However, I just finished this whole book in one sitting. It was an incredibly fast read, just like other Ito books, and it was so good. I think I liked this better than Tomie, but that's not saying much because they're all very highly rated and so good. Ito just has a way of catching your attention and never letting it go. Each time you turn a page, it's just something new and something exciting, and you need to know what's happening. You need to know what the next part of the story is going to be. And Gaio was no different. I don't want to ruin the book, so I don't want to go into many details, but this is a story about fish crawling out of the sea with 4 legs. And it's not just fish. I mean, within 2 or 3 chapters, you have a shark that crawls out of the sea with 4 legs. And society just has to deal with it.
And Ito just has an amazing way of finding these weird horror elements, but also making a commentary on society and trying to teach you a lesson on how to be a better human. And I love how he incorporates those into his books. He also added 2 short stories to the end of this book, and I'm really happy he did, because I've been hearing about the enigma of Amigara Fault. It's only not even 20 pages of beautiful drawings and storyline, but you get so much and he packs so much into it. 4.5 at least on Gaio. Maybe not the short story, but definitely Gaio. I need to go to bed. I truly need to go to bed now.
It is 7:30 p.m. and I'm still working. And it's Thursday and there's so much due tomorrow. Trying to get remote things set up for my classroom. So I've come to the realization that I'm going to get no reading done tonight. So I'm logging off. And that's my update. I was able to start the Tommyknockers during my 30-minute lunch break today, but I just started it. I have nothing to say about it. So, have a wonderful day. If the vlog goes up tomorrow, it will be a miracle. And pray for me, because I will have no sleep on a Friday. Bye. That would be Shawshank Redemption.